And we're back for our favourite month so far this year, Dan.
And you know, I think from this moment on, we're at the top of our mountain. It's an unfortunate decline from here, all to be revealed, because today is an absolute huge doo-doo.
Indeed.
But before we do, little matter of business to attend to.
Yes, yep.
Let's review the calendar. For those of you new around here, it's very simple. On this channel on YouTube, we review movies. Well, Tommy does anyway. And, of course, what we then do is we categorise each month into a category.
Yes.
That's what you do when you categorise something.
Yeah, it is.
But into a category, it makes sense. So, we have, so far this year, on our calendar, done Jazz Hands January. He does impressions.
I'll just act them out.
Forgotten February. Magic March. Oh, that one got a sound effect. Good luck with this one. All Animated April. Just pretend he's a cartoon.
Where there's not a cartoon character in sight in your room.
No, they're not cartoons.
Never mind, let's just skip this one.
Well, let's skip that one. Mythical May.
Shing.
Just Tommy June. I mean, that's literally the easiest one.
Yeah,
that's the most realistic impression you've done so far.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'd love to see you do this one. Well, actually, I probably wouldn't. It would creep me out. Judge July. Our mothers watch this, Tommy.
Yeah, I know.
Aquatic August. That is genuinely what fish sound like. And, of course, throughout the rest of the year, we've got Oh So Scary October. I got you there, didn't I? Native Month November, Dashing Through the Snow December. That's what's coming up.
Yeah.
The Sky TV viewers have got their Christmas channel already. It's on channel 319 if you're interested. But that's not what we're doing today.
Nope.
It's all about pretty much the best one on the whole of the calendar, which is, Tommy,
Sequel September. So we're talking about sequels, the best ones out there. Movies that are number 2 in their respective franchises.
Two.
You got a clip for it? I bet you do.
For it. I put it on. I've got no idea if we've got sound or not.
Probably not.
But you could lip read it. Two.
And speaking of 2 movies, I mean, unfortunately, this isn't A Bug's Life 2.
Oh!
But what we're going to be talking about, my friend.
Hey, that was good.
Yeah. This is going to be the day, Dan.
Hang on. Say this line. Okay. It's a 2 movie, but it's not A Bug's Life 2.
You want me to say it in the accent?
Can you?
Well, it's a 2 movie, but it's not A Bug's Life 2.
Well, what is it then?
We'll find out. We will find out.
So go on, Tommy. What is it then?
Building the anticipation.
Got
Dan, today's the day. We are talking about Toy Story 2.
Oh, yeah.
From 1999.
Great film.
Oh, God. Yeah, that music just hits home, dude.
We'll tell people where the music's from.
Don't worry. Yeah,
in due course.
All in due course.
Put your seatbelts on, folks.
Buckle up, kids.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a review to remember. Now, I told you, Dan, that I opened this review with a very bold statement. I'm going to have to reveal that statement now, aren't I? And I hope it really lives up to the hype. Toy Story 2 is the best animated sequel of all time.
Say it again.
It is the best animated film of animated sequel of all time. I defy anyone.
Agreed.
I defy anyone to find an animated sequel that is better than this one.
We agree.
Shrek 2 is its only contender, as far as I'm concerned. As far as animated sequels go, that's about it.
I give the best DVD menu title to Shrek 2, actually. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
That's fair then.
I mean, for me, the Toy Story trilogy, yes, there's only 3, is one of those rare trilogies where each film is perfect, but they manage to get better and better with each new edition. That's just my opinion, of course. I know you respectfully disagree on that.
Do you know, you say that, since the Disastrous, I'm warming to the
3.
Third. Yeah.
I am. And viewing that more as a closing.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted out of it, and I didn't feel I got it.
Of course.
But I feel it's interesting how I've grown, and I now feel I have. So.
Yeah, like you've grown into it.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as Toy Story 2 is concerned, though, first off, the characters are further developed this time around, and we get to see some fun role reversals as well. In the first film, we found out about Buzz's history. In this one, we find out about Woody's history. In the first film, Woody has to rescue Buzz. In this one, Buzz has to rescue Woody. So they literally just flip it, and it's just as entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah.
The film does that amazing thing that good sequels do, which is give them the same. So this is the number one rule for a good sequel out there, by the way. Give them the same thing that worked last time, but different, and that couldn't be more defined more through than the characters themselves. And I keep getting distracted because the music keeps cutting out a little bit.
It does. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm baffling a bit.
It's alright. Ignore it. It's fine. It's working.
Okay. Okay. All the characters that we love from the first film are back, but we get some great new characters as well, like Jessie, Bullseye, Wheezy, Zurg, and Barbie. Kelsey Grammer gets his own paragraph for the admiration I have for him as the villainous Stinky Pete. His voice oozes such fatherly charisma that you trust him to begin with before he reveals his true intentions. You do.
Do you know, you actually had the same thing in Toy Story 3 as well?
Yes, with Lotso. It's a very similar thing.
You absolutely do. And by the way, his trusting voice is enjoyed even more on the VHS, the DVD, and everything other than Disney Plus.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
we're not getting into that.
We're not getting into that. No
that
chance.
Makes me so angry.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. As far as I'm aware, this is the only Toy Story film to feature both a human villain and a toy villain.
Oh yeah.
Because the first film, it's just the human villain of Sid. In the third film, it's just the toy villain of Lotso.
Yeah.
So this is the only one where there's both a human and a toy villain. Being
that is a great way of thinking about it, and again gives it more to that title, best animation of all time.
It does.
It's really earned it.
Yeah.
Through the detail alone.
Shout out to Wayne Knight as Al as well. Poor guy couldn't catch a break and make his big bucks in the end, could he? Such a shame. The whole concept of the plot was created by director John Lasseter. He in real life, the director is an avid toy collector. He once brought his kids to his office, and they all just wanted to play with his toys, the ones that he'd collected and kept up on shelves. He realised the bizarre concept of things that are meant to be played with just being put on display, and it was a great avenue to go for this sequel. It's the whole idea of what about if toys want to be played with, but they end up just getting put on a shelf. And that's exactly what this film deals with.
You pulled a quote from this film into my mind as you say that.
Mm-hmm.
A quote that me and my sister used to each other all the time.
Yeah.
It's for display only.
Yeah, handle him too much, he's not gonna last.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
He's just like new. And it shows
That's one of the best cutscenes in cinema ever.
Yeah, I love that.
Such a great cutscene.
And I also, this isn't scripted. I also like in Al's Toy Barn when they're getting chased by Rex. And it's such a great callback to Jurassic Park when they're in the car and you see in the rear view mirror of Rex just roaring into the rear view mirror, just like the T-Rex does in Jurassic Park when he's going dinosaur overboard. It's pulled straight out of Jurassic Park, and I love it. And also, there's so much to unpack with Buzz and Zurg, which it's all Star Wars, like I am your father, all that. It's all Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader stuff, and I love it. I just think it's great.
And there's bits of original comedy in there as well.
Oh yeah,
well, how are we going to get in now? Use your head. And again, another brilliant cutscene.
Even better in the blooper, isn't it?
That's the blooper's the best bit. Ow! I feel so sorry for him when he goes out like that. I felt that. I was
rewatching the bloopers for Toy Story 2 before I came here, and
the original bloopers, of course.
Yeah, the original one. And one of the comments underneath, which I loved, said, "When animators love animating so much, they went ahead and animated the stuff that wasn't even going to be used in the film."
As a viewer, you don't even think about that, do you? Because you're so into the story and into the characters.
You just
think
so
it's
invested.
Normal bloopers.
Yeah.
But actually, it just goes to show how, to any filmmaker out there, you keep the camera rolling.
Yeah.
Animation or not, well, obviously animation, you've got to animate the bloopers in, but actually, someone's obviously had fun with that.
Yeah.
Something you do on your lunch break, like, we just animated him going through, but what would happen if he didn't?
I also like that, in the first film, they teased certain things that are revealed in this one. For example, the name Zurg is said in Toy Story 1 by Buzz.
Yeah.
And
And
also
he's on the box as well,
He-
if you look closely.
in Toy Story 1.
Yeah, because on the back of the box it's like, Buzz Lightyear,
Yeah,
the
the action figure.
the action figure. Obviously, the back of the box is upselling Zurg.
Yes,
Because as a parent, you buy the enemy as well.
yeah.
So they've but if you look on back of Zurg's box in
Yeah.
this film, it says arch enemy of Buzz Lightyear.
And also in Buzz's commercial in Toy Story 1, it's revealed at the end, available at all Owl's toy barns.
Yeah.
And then we meet
So
Al in this
reveal
one.
that it's a franchise.
It is, it's a franchise place, and again that
A bit like
leads
Dynaco petrol station.
pretty
which
much, yes.
Dynaco.
that makes a return
Disney.
in many Pixar films.
One of your favourites as well.
I know, but we won't go into that. But also on a personal level, actually, wait, no, I'm going to get to that in a bit about the game.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
We're just so giddy.
This is great.
Also, going back to Buzz, Astronut Deluded Buzz makes a return as well in this film, which I love, as it wouldn't be a Toy Story movie without Deluded Space Ranger Buzz making an appearance. If you recall, he makes an appearance in 1, 2, and 3.
Oh yeah, he does. Oh wow. Yes, of course he does.
But he doesn't in the... Say if they made a 4th movie.
Yeah, he's got some sort of glitch in the. No.
No.
Ignore-
But in one,
ignore the
but in those 3 movies, we always meet Astro Buzz, like the deluded Buzz
Yeah,
Lightyear.
the original, because in Toy Story 2 we do discover that all Space Rangers are to remain in hypersleep until awakened by authorized personnel. In other words, you don't come alive when the humans disappear until you're unboxed.
I always wondered about that line. Is it authorized personnel or authorized person Al?
It's personnel, I'm afraid.
I wondered if that was a play on words or something. 'Cause
Sadly not.
That'd have been really smart.
If you watch it with the subtitles on,
I'm sure
it's
it is
not.
that. But
It's
maybe
not.
I was looking too much into it.
I love it. I like where you're going with that.
Yeah. I just thought it was a nice little connection. But
It's just I don't know why, but that again another reference. No, he was talking to me. No, he was talking to me.
yeah, all that. I love that so much.
Everything about this film was perfect.
Yeah,
Everything.
It's even got a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen that.
Yeah. I know a couple of films that have scored that, but this is one of them.
This deserves it.
Also, drum roll please. Shout out to the PS1 video game Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue as well. That game is arguably my favourite PS1 game from my childhood. Rootin' Tootin' soundtrack and boss levels galore. Took me 20 years to complete, but we won't talk about that.
Well, we can.
Or let's
because
talk about
you
it.
and I completed that on the same day. I mean,
Yes.
the music you're hearing in the background at the moment, YouTubers. I mean,
Which level is this from? Is this Al's apartment?
it is.
Thought
The
so.
level's called. It's on my screen. Al's Penthouse.
That's it. That's the one.
So.
What was your favourite level of that game?
Well, my favourite level was alleys and gullies.
See, I didn't really like alleys and gullies that
Because
much.
I was always told, my dad would wind me up. He'd be like, oh yeah, you go meet Woody on the roof.
No.
So I'd go on the roof.
But you'd have
But
to...
I'm like, how the hell do you get on the roof? It wasn't until I was completing it with you. I had to look up on YouTube because I didn't know how to
you
do
had
it.
you had to go ahead
You had to go ahead in the game.
and win the grappling hook
that's
thing,
it.
and
you
then
could
go back.
and then up you go.
Yeah.
And that's one other thing with this game that I didn't know when I first played it is that you have to go a bit further forward to come back again to collect all the tokens.
Yeah,
you need
I
to
didn't get
progress.
that. I always tried to let's see how far I can get without having to go back when I was a kid. But patience, you grow that as you get older.
But
you go back. And
I mean,
you take it for a ride.
We've been on our own chats in the background off air. We've been talking about some YouTubers who have been. I mean, they're a lot smarter than we are. They're actually remaking that game from scratch.
Yeah.
In today's graphics.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
And I'd love to play it.
Yeah.
It looks as though we're going to need to buy an expensive system to play it on because they're obviously using high def and all 4K, all this other stuff. But this is a game that I think's worth it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hardest video game I've ever played.
Yeah.
So,
I've played harder.
I completed Grand Theft Auto, which is rated 18 plus, in about a month. This took me nearly 20 years.
I would like to add my favourite level. My favourite level is Al's Spaceland.
Yes.
I love that one.
It is.
Well,
Yeah,
that
you told me.
Combined with Al's Toy Barn, I just like Al's... I've already said in this review, haven't I, how much I love Al's Toy Barn. I even love it in the game because, it's just such a good level. when you get the booster boots and you have to.
Yeah, the rocket boots,
up the counters and that. I like that.
But again, this is another thing though, and this is where I kind of thought number 3, or even the 4th film that they could have done right, could have, you know, referencing these areas and that you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Sausage Party, the film, if you've ever seen that,
I've seen it.
It was a horrible film, but the concept of a shop when it's closed,
all the food comes to life.
Yeah, having that, like you did in Sunnyside in number 3 on this.
Yeah.
Having, you know, number 4, going to Al's Toy Barn and just being with the toys that maybe don't get sold, you know, that gets to, as Stinky Pete said in this film, you know, in his rant about sitting on a shelf watching every other toy be sold.
Yeah.
Having those toys on screen. Watching the unloved toys.
Yeah.
We kind of got a little bit of that in the antique store in the 4th.
Yeah.
And the 4th could have gone in a far better direction than it did.
Yeah.
We were no, I can't be talking
let's not
about
waste
that no
any more breath on it.
Let's not. But I do think that Al's Toy Barn is a great, and the game for this film lets you explore more.
Yeah.
Like, you know, walking in the vents and...
Oh, I love that.
You know, walking around Al's apartment, because you don't really get to spend a lot of time in those places.
You don't.
On the film
during
itself.
the films, yeah.
The only thing I think they missed from the game is being in cones across the road. They could have done a mini level
That
there.
would have been fun.
Drop! You hold the button down to drop.
I said drop! No, that's
classic.
great. But to close, Dan, this will be a big extended close, don't worry. So to close, Toy Story 2 is unmatched as a sequel. It did everything right when furthering the franchise and handling these characters. I recall growing up wondering if they were even going to attempt a 3rd film after catching lightning in a bottle twice. But 11 years later, they did, and they waited for the right time to do so. So on that note, Dan, obviously we can continue talking about it. This film's a 5-starer. You know full well. I mean, I'd be.
You don't even need to ask me what my review is. You know I'm 5 as well.
Yes,
It's an easy 5 for me.
And it's a lot of people's favourite Toy Story film as well.
Yeah,
a lot of people I know, it's their favourite one.
They don't make them like this anymore.
What's your favourite out of the 3?
Well, it is this one.
It is this one?
It is this one. It is this one. Because for me, it was always more characters, a better adventure.
Yeah. It went more wider, didn't it? Because in
Yeah.
Toy Story 1, you were either in Andy's house or Sid's house. You were in Pizza Planet for a bit, but but it was between. But it was majority of it was the houses, wasn't it? Whereas in this one, you're in brand new environments. You're in public places.
Yeah, and you don't notice this as much unless you really look at it, and you can more or less find it on today's standards. But this one's got a slightly better animation about it.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, we nearly didn't have this film.
Mm-hmm.
After the computer problem, we nearly didn't have it.
Can you imagine that? They erased everything, but what did they have someone had a backup, right? Was that it?
This is why I tell people to buy my services.
Yes, yeah,
because back up, people.
And we're talking in 1999 backups.
I might actually use that as a marketing campaign. Don't be another Toy Story 2. Make it hit the screens, you know,
Definitely.
because good things can happen with you've got the right data. But here's the thing, right? Everything about it, from the story to the characters, even the casting, the newbies,
the songs.
Yeah, one thing you haven't mentioned yet, and I especially love how they added so much more depth to Woody and the self-discovery they gave him.
Yeah.
Because he's part of a TV show.
But again,
there's more of them.
Yeah.
He's part of a set. This is huge.
That's what brings me back to the comparison to the first movie, because in the first movie, it's Buzz who finds out about his history and has that epiphany.
Yeah.
In this one, it's Woody who finds out about his history and has that epiphany. So it's all about how it complements both of them in those two films. And then in the third film, it's all about these two characters that know where they've come from, and they have to analyse where they are and where they're going. That's how I view the third film. And, like...
I just want to know how Slinky didn't get injured as well, leaving the bedroom, just to grab it onto his own tail and down.
That's true, yeah. I always loved Slinky. Slinky was one of my favourites.
Yeah,
I really liked him. Gallady, Barbady. I love that guy. I thought he was great. And the voice actor for him sadly passed away before the third one. They had to get someone else to voice him. But he was so good.
Oh, wow.
He was so good. I never even noticed.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, he was actually a friend of the previous voice actor.
Do you know, I actually, back then, don't laugh at this, I got annoyed at McDonald's. They were giving away, you know where I'm going with this. Toy Story 2, when it came out, McDonald's had the toys.
I've got dozens of them up in my loft.
Yeah, so have I. But I always wanted a Slinky. Finally got one just to realise that unlike the toys on the shelf, they're not real springs. They're plastic.
No, they were plastic,
weren't
weren't
they?
they?
String in the middle
Yeah.
that restricts them.
Yeah.
So what do?
You pull it?
I cut the string. Both ends. So the string's no longer there. It's now a proper Slinky dog.
Oh, good.
One day I went a little too far and I snapped him.
Oh, no.
So I've lost him again.
Oh, man.
I was gutted.
I would like to add, I've got dozens of...
Have you got Slinky?
I have one Slinky, and I've got like loads of Rexes.
I had a few.
I have loads of Buzzers.
I was only allowed to keep one when we had
I've got a couple of Woodies, a Jessie. I've
got no Woodies. I've got Jessie and I've got Bullseye.
Right. Yeah, I've got Bullseye. You had to wind him up, didn't you? And his legs went like that.
No, I didn't have that one. I've got
Zerg.
I've got a button on the side and he plays a little tune.
You know what? I'm actually going to Google it. Toy Story.
I think the McDonald's toys these days suck.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Have you seen them? They're literally giving you like a little tobacco tin and then it's like origami. What?
It's cheap shit, isn't it?
I know. And then all these kids are running around with little tins. What? No.
RC. Did you ever have an RC?
I've got an RC.
Yeah. I had RC, Jessie, Buzz, Woody, Rex.
Next
Zerg,
time I go in a loft,
Bullseye.
I'm going to find all my Toy Story stuff.
Yeah.
I've still got it somewhere today.
Oh, mate.
We need to do it. We need to make a shelf up with it.
I'm considering buying the original Toy Story 1 game on Sega Mega Drive because as you know, I have a Sega Mega Drive.
You know, I've never played that.
It was hard. It was very hard from what I remember. But then I lost it as a kid, and I'd love to buy that game and reclaim it, and try that.
Have they not remastered it to PlayStation?
I don't know, but I'd be used to playing it on the Mega Drive from when I played it as a kid. But that's a whole other review, my friend.
Yeah, well, the game itself, I mean, for Toy Story 2, going back to that, the game was a masterpiece of the game.
Yeah. A lot of people probably tend to differ. But
it was a bugger because it's so hard.
Yeah.
But it was a really, really great game.
And it took us...
And it still holds up today. It's still enjoyable.
It took us 20 years to complete, but I'm glad that we completed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny. It's a game so good that fans are remastering it because Disney are not remastering it themselves.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm hoping that Disney, because Disney like re-releasing all their stuff.
Yeah.
Let's hope they re-release the games.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will.
Nah, no chance.
I don't think they will.
Nah, no chance.
Because Toy Story 2 is not the big thing right now.
Nah, it's a shame.
So it is a shame.
But we'll see what we have up our sleeve for next week, Dan.
But hey, we don't need to play. We lived it.
We lived it. We were there. We were
there.
We were 4-year-olds when that movie came out, and we lived and breathed it.
Such a masterpiece.
We drew it all in, and it molded us into the
honestly, if you weren't born
nearly 30-year-olds that we are today.
If you weren't born in the mid to late 90s, your life must suck.
Yep. Good luck. That's what we'll say.
Sorry, guys.
We'll end this very pleasant review.
We'll just end it there.
Good luck.
Yeah. You weren't born when we were, so your life sucks. See you later.
But you guys can follow us on Letterboxd if you want.
Absolutely.
We are on there. Larkins95, Dan Moore Radio. You can find us. You can read our reviews. The review that we've just spoken about, my review that I've written, you can read that at your own approval.
I need to write one for this very film.
Please do. Write about something that you love, Dan, and that everybody else loves.
I love keeping you waiting in anticipation.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Naturally.
That's what I do.
But anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Catch you then.
Take care.